So this is the round table. Today we're going to talk about clarity equal speed. We have Dina here that I believe that you have to, let me see if I can mute you. Yeah, there you go. Good, excellent. So let's, okay, hi Rachel. Okay, so clarity equals speed. What is today's topic about? It's very, very simple, but it's so simple that this is one of the things that if you don't get clear on doing every single time, you're not going to get consistent results because you're going to end up focusing on triggers. You're going to end up focusing on things that are not important while letting the important things go, okay? At some point, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the presentation and share my screen. And from there, we're going to see what the actual presentation, I'm going to start holding presentations in my Facebook page every 2 weeks. And today I'm going to just give a bit of a taste of at least what I call the solution part into the fitness industry that is totally missing right now. So I'm going to draw some diagram out, and I'm still trying to find some people here that need to mute yourself. If you're coming in late or anything, just mute yourself. Do me a favor, because otherwise I will hear background noise all the time. And obviously today is more of this is kind of weekly calls we're having. And why we're having this call is for build up the mindset, build up habits, and understanding that what you don't have in the website, what you don't have in the course itself as far as information is the one thing that lack the most, right? Meaning like is the one thing that in your lives, if you don't pay attention, right, is the one thing that you're not going to be able to keep results. Get results is pretty simplistic here. We have put together a system that is always going to get better and better and better. And it's giving about, right now, 90% results. We said it multiple times. The 10% that is not is because you're really here just being here and chilling and not doing the work. Because if you do the work for I want to say for 80% of the site, you would already get results. Keeping the results is different. Keeping the results it's a little bit more complicated because it does require a level of critical thinking and obviously a level of character. Okay, character is what we need here. So I'm gonna throw down something, and again, let's see, who is it that I keep hearing the background noise? Please do me a favor, check on top of your if you're muted. Now it's okay. Cool. So, like your pet that you see in your minds, usually it would look something like that. It's almost like a that's what you start your week. For example, you're here and you say, yes, I have to go by the end of the week. I should follow this pattern, right? And like if you start, that means usually that you have your nutrition, right? You have your mindset, and you have your training, right? And this is supposed to be every week. We're set up to meet up usually after 2 to 3 weeks with me or Georgia or Ira or any other coach that we're kind of dividing now. We're saying somebody's gonna do more the mindset part, somebody else is gonna focus on the eating disorder or binge eating, and myself, I'm gonna focus obviously on the information and on keeping together the whole thing. But if that's what you've been, we give you these indications, you post in the group, we give you, okay, just stick to this calorie, just stick to this training, just stick to that. We're kind of investigating what's going on, and like you will start doing that. And like if you follow that path like that, and you get to the next week, you will let me know and you will tell me something like, yeah, I'm improving, I feel positive, my hormones are in place, my lifestyle is in place, I'm building up habits. I no longer need just to guess the work, it's actually happening, right? And this is why we just don't give you something to follow and we say, okay, bye, we're gonna see you like in a month. No, we just always have this opportunity to come back at us. I need to change something, I'm improving, and so forth, right? Now, some of you, and I'm saying like some of you, including me, right? It's like when you have to travel, when you have to do something, when you don't manage your time well, when you don't manage your energy well, I would say more than the time, the energy well, you're gonna start do this kind of thing. I'm gonna draw right now, like you're gonna start going up and down, like, and you're gonna create almost like you're gonna tangle yourself in there. Like you're gonna go up and you're gonna go down, and like it's gonna look for something like that. And then you're not gonna understand, and you're gonna start asking yourself, what is happening right now? Like how can you're kind of like paralyzed in there. Like you're stuck and you're paralyzed and you feel like, wow, that's it looks so simple a few weeks ago. Now I don't see progression anymore, and I'm kind of like paralyzed. and you start asking yourself questions, and you see a trigger, one there, a trigger on top, a trigger on that, a trigger here. And I made these things over here just to show you that you start developing these triggers here. Each trigger can be, for example, this week, I blame this trigger on the fact that I couldn't do my workout, right? I didn't have time. I wanted to wake up at 6 a.m. to actually go to run or whatever the case might be, but I can't. Like, I'm not able to do it. I was supposed to go to the gym today, but I don't have energy, right? I had my kids. I had to pick up my kids, and like I couldn't manage, right? And like for most of the time, those triggers are not as important as they need to be. And for most of the time, the triggers are gonna kind of pull you in. And like you would focus on this trigger in a way that you would say, you focus on the trigger and you'll say, I'm supposed to like do that. I'm supposed to hit this many calories, and this week I couldn't. And then you stress yourself, and you start getting kind of like overwhelmed and overworked, right? And instead of realizing that these triggers are just there just because they're there, right? And they're part of life, you'll start asking yourself questions, and you start, kind of like almost punishing yourself and saying, yeah, I kind of have to grind. This idea of grinding for results, like the famous pain and gain kind of thing. Like if you don't suffer, you're not gonna gain. I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna ask a very rhetorical question. Like, how many people have to suffer in this program to get results? Like, not so many. It's like not so much as you think you are, right? It's like nobody has to restrict themselves. Nobody has to diet. Reward is being by society associated to you having to grind, you having to force yourself, you having to really, work hard for it. And work hard, it doesn't mean that it's easy not to do it. It means that that you still have something to do, but you don't have to necessarily suffer for it. And instead, when I said it multiple times, I don't know who with who personally, but I said it one time, I said, if you don't have time, it's not that you don't have time, it's just that you don't have like the power and certainty on that specific moment, and the energy is not there. Because like you focusing, instead of your path that you have to focus, you focus in this trigger and this trigger and this trigger and this trigger and all these triggers, and you end up only grinding for success. This is kind of like saying, and it's always more difficult when you don't have energy, because like it's gonna pull you in. These triggers are gonna pull you in. Oh, cool! Like I couldn't stick to my 1,500 calorie this week. What is gonna happen now? I'm gonna lose what I actually learn. I'm gonna lose this week, right? And you get this sensation, and again, it's purely perception. It's nothing with reality. Like this is kind of like we are big on mindset here. We're big on teaching you that emotion that you can control, right? Perception is the perception you're getting, that you're getting under reward, underpaid, not in terms of money, underpaid in terms of results. Because you're saying, okay, this week I messed up. Cool. So what am I going to do next week? How can I, if you're a person that has to go to work every single day, like for 45 hours, 50 hours a week, and you cannot wake up and work out, this week you're messing this week. What's going to happen next week? It looks like it's like saying you have to run, 1K, 1 kilometer in I don't know, in 2 minutes. And then next week I'm telling you, run the kilometer in only 45 seconds. Right? You associate this idea of failure to you, because like you entangle that because you're supposed to do this particular thing this week, you didn't do it, now you're failing. When in reality, if you see the big picture, it doesn't work like that. Your action that you take every single day is going to give a positive or negative outcome in a month time. And I'm not talking about now nutrition. I'm talking about what you do, like everything, like workouts, nutrition, positive, negative mindset, the way you tackling problems, the way you acting with your family, the way you behaving with your kids or with your husbands. It's like everything will give you triggers. We had Sarah a few weeks ago here in a call, and she was mentioning about not having energy, because she was discussing all the time, and I say like you do need to like just avoid collision. Avoid collision is going to give you energy, is going to give you the ability to be consistent with your time. It's going to give you the ability to be progressive with your time. Just know what to do with the time. Very, very important thing. So the question I have, I mean, more than the question, the idea that clarity and kind of like clarity and certainty equals speed. And you know that speed for everybody here, you're going to tell me that no, but that's the truth. Everybody wants to get results fast. Not fast, super fast, but faster than you think. Because if I said to you, and this is the harsh reality, like everybody here would need a good 2-3 years to actually get to where they want to be. If I told you that, you're going to say, no, cool, I think I can do it less. I mean, and you can do it in less time, but like to make a lifestyle, like I've been working out. I've been starting working out when I was 20, right? Like, and I'm now 36, so I'm going to be 37. And if I don't include the workout in my routine every week, I don't feel good about it. Okay, so it's really like when you say that 3 years or 2 years to fix 10 years of problem that you might have took to actually put up that weight, that bad behavior, it would be what it takes. It would be a good trade-off, but you know, it's not going to be like that for most people. When I'm saying like speed equals speed, so let's make it as quick as possible. Let's make it like 6 months. Let's make it a year. Let's make it whatever it takes, but let's make it in a way that you can understand that when you lose the weight, when you put on that kilo of muscle that you still need to be, when you get to that mirror and you say, that's what I want, let's make this as fast as we can. And clarity equals speed. So you must be clear. And this is a message for everybody to be not only more active in the group, but also to talk with us more, since that we're building up a bigger team, since that this thing is going to have different possibilities as far as communication, not only with the calls. Be active and say, okay, am I clear with my purpose? Did I understand my prescription correctly? What do I need to do this week? Right? Because if you are, then you no longer need to grind for success. You're gonna strive for success. You're just simply gonna do your work, and you're gonna get where you need to be every single week, and then you're gonna get there. I'm saying that, and I decided to do this round table today with this topic because I see more often than not, I see people. There is two distinctions. There is one person that is like commenting in the group and saying, "This week is good. This week is good. This week is good." Then we get 1 week, "Oh, this week wasn't good. What can I do?" And I'm saying like to myself, it's like, do you really don't know what to do? Or like you just, and of course, you're going to be asking us because we're coaches, because we know exactly, we're going to tell you what to do. But even if I tell you what to do, and then let's say that you cannot perform that act for the week, chances are the results is not going to be nice as it should possibly be. It's not going to be as cool, right? And then you're telling yourself, this idea of being saved all the time, it's like, okay, it's like almost like asking me like, kind of like the secret potion, right? It's like when you are before coming to this program, what can I do this week? What can I go? I go to do this ebook now. Now I stop in the ebook, I encounter a problem. I'm going to do keto diet. And then I'm going to go to intermittent fasting. You carry yourself around problems all the time. It's like you carry the problem from here to here. And you say, keto is a problem. Cool. Let's scratch off keto. Now we're going to do intermittent fasting. Just because it's different, right? And then it's like you encounter another roadblock and you're going to move, you're going to drift, you're going to go another way. And then you're going to encounter another one and you're going to go another way. Instead of saying, why don't we change? And Coach Hira here can, tell me exactly that is to say, why don't we change our mindset and we say, why don't we focus on becoming a different person? Why can we not change ourselves and say, when we see a problem, why don't we see a problem as not failure, but growth? And just why don't we look for a solution for the problem? More often than not, if you do that, you're going to ask yourself a question, what can I do this week? You're going to come up with the answer. And I'm not telling you because I want you to make my job easier for me. I'm just telling you because you are growing that way. And this is how, we have to grow all the time. This is kind of like a progression. My goal, I said it earlier to Lorna, we had a call with her. She's almost like in a maintenance stage. She lost tons of kilo. She if you see her posting very consistently, but never with question. And I say, it's like, this is kind of what I like to see. And it's like, my goal in this fitness industry here, because I come from a very different path myself. You know, I was always training one-to-one, one-to-group, and I said it today in my live, and I said I was focusing on information. How can I get around and get some free information so I can actually, the information I know, I can make things better maybe online. And I realized that if I didn't put myself back to the ground and I didn't focus on investing in myself, in my time, in my money, with people that actually know what they're doing and getting this movement as it goes, you know, I would never have gotten that good. And the thing is like that the information is not the secret. Me overcoming problems, so my own problems, so I can teach you how to overcome it, that was the secret. And of course, the information, as we know, is not just the information, it's the information, the motivation you give yourself. We always want to learn how to get habits and building habits, because that's what's going to save you. But you want to learn how to overcome your own problems so you can save yourself. And you want to learn, and this way you become a leader. I see some new people here. I see some people are just around the 6 weeks mark. So I'm not gonna necessarily name you, but we have Pilar here, and I said it most of the time, like you getting to become a leader for these people, because you went very vulnerable on you, and you didn't have a problem sharing what happened to your life. And I told you, it's like, now I know why she's so committed. Now I know why she cares. Now I know why she would have done lipo before. We had Georgia. That's why I chose her as a coach. Like you share your story, which is difficult to do, right? And it's like we have Elena here, same thing. Like, you know, very vulnerable all the time. And all of you here, I want to find 1,000 people like that I can actually fix the problem of, get to you to understand how to proceed on your own, so you can talk to people. Not because I want more clients, but I want you to make a difference. Because I feel like out there is so much crap. And you doing yourself a disservice if you don't understand that, or if you don't say to people. And funny enough, a year ago, I would have done it for the money. I would have said, you know, I want you here because I want to be wealthy. You know what happened when I stopped thinking about the money? Everything comes in like that. So this is very important. It's like, you can only become a leader if you have a leader, and you can only become a leader if you want to save yourself. And it's not because I don't want to save you. It's because if I save you, I can only save you so much. Then, you know, you're going to have to start saving yourself. So I'm going to now share my screen, and this is going to be a part of the presentation, and of course you're going to see, but I wanted to give some visual, because it's just a few slides, you know, just to show you what's the problem in the fitness industry today. And I did actually go through that on the live today. And of course, this is just a part of a presentation that's going to happen in the next few weeks. And the problem that we have in the fitness industry today is the red pill. Is the idea that the information is the only thing that matters, right? And I know now it's crashed. So let me just refresh this thing. That's crazy. Let me see if I can actually do it, because last time you work. Oh, okay. I might not even be able to do it. Let's see if I can open up this presentation. No, okay. Okay. So I was saying that the problem is simple. It's like the information that you're going to be exposed to every day, you know, buy this, buy that, do this, do that. It's going to simply give you to go from diet to diet to diet. And I this week I had to say, I guess, I mean, we had this discussion with a few people. Do not jump from protocols to protocols before we know what works with your body, because you're just going to end up doing yourself a huge disservice, because it's just like, let's try this, let's try that. And on top of that, all these things that you're buying, usually, they do not tackle the first and most important thing, which is energy level. So this is kind of like the problem. Of course, then this idea of let's put plug some stuff in our body, and the machine is going to do the work for us. this is nothing wrong with the machine, which I have my reservation, and I'm not gonna tell you what I think about it, but nothing wrong with the machine. But this idea that somebody is working for your body to get it better, this is the problem itself. Okay, and of course, then I'm not gonna mention about the shake and supplements is there to supplement. This was to supplement something, not to give you, the solution, right? And the problem with that you get marketed with instant gratification, and that instant gratification equal results. And the problem with that is that expectation you have that will not match reality. And reality, it comes down shattering your door, and like you will feel like almost as if like I've been kind of screwed from that. So let's just try the next thing, right? And of course, then we start blaming. We don't take ownership. We say, this thing doesn't work, that doesn't work. Instead of telling, no, it's us that we don't work. Because like if we really stick to it, it probably would have worked, right? And then what happened, of course, you quit or you never start, which is usually the problem. When you see the blue pill instead, it's very simple. It's like from point A to point B kind of thing. It's like, it's very straightforward. I call it simple but difficult and long. Because like, it's very simple. It takes exercise and nutrition and mindset. It's so simple. But what the obstacle you're gonna find in between, those are difficult. Because like you're gonna be exposed to things that now into 6 weeks is gonna be always more difficult to overcome. Okay? So it's a long and hard path, but simple process. While the other one is much more convoluted, it's like a mess, as you see on top. But realistically, you're being marketed that it's easy, right? And it's nothing wrong with, it's not about being fast or slow, but it's easy. They tell you that just put this just put this cream for cellulitis, you're no longer gonna have it, right? And this is the idea. And then like the failed expectation is it gets you to quit or not even start in the first place. And this is why we need kind of like to put out this message. The next time somebody asks you which one is the best diet, and you can probably answer the only one you can stick to, because that's something that you can actually sustain. The results is easy. It comes from this idea that the solution comes from this idea. How do you commit into fitness? It comes from the idea that the results, and it should be on the surface level. Like the results should be important, but it should be on top of the pyramid. Then, of course, we got our 3 circles: mindset, training, and nutrition. And on the bottom, we got the boring daily work. Like the work that you need to do every day, the boring stuff that if you don't do, you're not going to build a habit, you're not going to build a routine, and you're going to rely on motivation all the time, right? And if we actually do that, if you translate it, it's simple. You must get better every day, right? You must get disciplined and responsible, and you must accept failure to growth and take ownership. Failure is positive. People don't realize how much positive that is. And this is the whole problem all along. If we see that nutrition, mindset, and training, you're going to have several protocols for that. This is kind of getting better every day. But when you master that, you're going to be there. And what's going to translate to is going to be the daily work. It's going to be mastering your habits. It's going to be ownership, right? And then it's going to be no expectation. And when I say no expectation, I don't mean in a real sense do not expect results. I mean like don't have excessive expectation. Like if you don't have expectation, then I'm not progressing. Okay, so this is in a nutshell what's wrong with the fitness industry today. This is why people fail all the time, because it's just like instead of focusing on surface level and daily work, we focus on I must get results because I'm doing something, almost like this entitlement kind of thing. It's like I'm entitled to get results just because I do something, right? And like it doesn't work like that. That's unfortunately, but that's what is missing in the fitness industry today. And it's missing in everywhere. It's missing anywhere in our relationship. It's missing in our things, with partners, with kids, with work, next time I don't know what kind of job you have, but like next time you go to work, like, and you say, I study, I must be paid, right? Why don't you ask yourself, are you producing the work? Because like I live in a world that like, and my team knows it, and it's like you can actually be very wealthy, like you get paid to perform. you don't get paid for the time. And like, and the entitlement saying, and funny enough, that was me years ago. It's like, I study so much. I had all this degree. I have all this experience. I must get paid. We're in Switzerland. I must, like this is how it works here. And funny enough, only when you realize that there is like, you get paid for the problem you solved, then it's like, it's the same thing in fitness. Focus on the big picture, not on the small picture. So with this being said, I am still starting to find out who is not muted, but with this being said, does anybody want to say something about it? We should have, still a few minutes before we're going to go into our next hot seat, and the hot seat is more for you to be here, just one if you need to be here for whatever reason. So does anybody want to talk about anything on this topic? Because I know, yes, Ire. Welcome, Coach Ire. I want to officially introduce her to everybody. She's going to focus on the mindset, and like, I want to know, Ire, what do you think about what we said today?
I think I love what you said. What you've introduced with this cycle, in mindset, we call it the sabotage cycle. Basically, you're finding excuses to keep going round and round and not to do something. So as Jerry said at the beginning, you start with, okay, the diet doesn't work, so then maybe I shall try another diet, and that doesn't work, and so I'll go on to something else, that doesn't work, and then you start to get into this cycle and of negativity. And you finally, what I'll do is I'll put it down and post it. And what you do is you're giving yourself reasons to fail. You're telling yourself each of these steps takes you round and round, and then you get back where you started. You fail, and you blame it on the cycle, where actually you've set yourself up. So I think that was my first point about this cycle that you very well explained, Jerry. The second point I just wanted to say is you talked about expectations. That's so true. The goal is really what you want to strive to achieve. It's not the same as an expectation. So you can set yourself goals up, but that doesn't mean you expect. What you want to do is you want to reach that goal, but the expectations, you've got to be open for the challenges which are going to come along to actually achieve that goal. And they may, and like you say, they take time. I mean, at some point I will put myself on live, but my own personal challenge was I had a big operation, and in 2012, and it's now 2018, and I would say I'm only now getting the sort of body that I'm starting to feel is back in control. It's taking years of fitness, and also with a personal trainer, but also for me to say, okay, you know what? I'm not in control of all these hormones whizzing around my body. I'm gonna take control. So just 3 points that I wanted to make and to comment on.
Yeah, amazing. Yep, I totally agree. And you introduce a little bit more deep, the argument, because it's kind of like your thing, and I love it. I'm really stoked about what I want to see from you. Like I know that you're gonna be a very good addition to this team, because this is, everybody needs that. Everybody needs a pat in the shoulder all the time and say, okay, just move forward. But I feel like you can only move people forward if you explain them why. Because if we say just do it, just I'm here today, right? And then like you don't learn, and then like you're not gonna move. Like you move today, you're not gonna move tomorrow. How many people say I'm gonna do this today? Maybe you do it, and then tomorrow is the same thing. Why? Because you don't learn. Like you learn only from that a little bit, and then you don't get to learn the rest. Thank you for sharing that important point. Is there anybody else that wants to say something? Yeah, Pilar.
Hi.
Hi, Pilar.
I think that what I realize in the persons, for example, I have in the office, I have one colleague, and he wants to lose, 20 kilos. But every time he tried, until now, 2 diets, 2 different programs, and I told him every time, it's not about losing those kilos. It's about change the style, your lifestyle. You don't realize that you are eating you have a very bad habits with nutrition, with everything, but he never listened. So I realized that most of the problems in the people is that they don't get the importance and enough importance to this. How important is that for you? Because we all said in one point in our lives, okay, I want to lose kilos. I started the diet tomorrow. Yes, but no, okay. After tomorrow, I have the birthday of my best friend. Now I start again and again, or maybe when you reach your goal, okay, I will start to eat like before.
Yeah.
Or these persons that make aesthetic surgeries. Okay, you get away with the kilos, but you don't change anything. You just put a little band on your skin, but the problem is still there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
you know what? You cannot help those people because, like, people. That's the whole point of the roundtable today. Is like you can only help people that are willing to get saved, and like if you're willing to get saved, then I can give you the wings, kind of, and I can tell you, okay, just do this, just do that. I'm gonna save you, like not you, but I'm gonna save people a good 6 months to a year of their life if they come in here. And if you have people that you actually care for and they need it, and they're women, because you just work with women, I'm gonna make it very intimate for you. Tell them, because it's like, we cannot save, like, I like you send me you send me Viviana, right, Pilar, and like I told you, it's like if she wanna be saved, I can help her, right? Because you told me she is willing to follow in direction, she just don't wanna exercise too much because she's scared about getting the muscle, whatever. And I said, if she's ready to do it, like I can help her. If she thinks that just because you had results, she can get results, like this is not gonna, like I can bypass 6 months of her life, but it's not gonna work if you are not ready. Because why this program exists, beside the fact that I love what I'm doing, is just to really take people that are ready and say, you don't need to do all that. We don't need to like be miserable with diets, with low carb, with whatever. Like we don't need to do that. Like you just need to understand that the problem is not on the surface, it's behind. And you can only, like, the people by nature, like you, like Marissa, like Georgia, like other people here that had a kind of like or like Mimi, like they're a strong, everybody has their own kind of story, but somebody that had a stronger story, like deeper story behind, is gonna come natural to you, because it's like you realize, wow, that sucked how it was before. That sucked that I try every single thing and it didn't work. Now I found something that does. So for you, it's gonna become natural. For somebody that is okay how they are, right? And then like it's not gonna become natural. It's gonna be like, whatever. Like I'll start tomorrow, right? And like I don't even want them here, because like they're just gonna drag all of you down. It's like it's not gonna be a positive. It's too easy to just look at your video and say, cool, like that story was amazing. Like, but no, share yours and say like if you don't have a deep story, ask yourself, why do you really want to change? Because if you ask yourself, you start asking yourself that, then you say, you don't have I myself have a little bit of a story, but I don't have like a deep story, like in regard to that. But like if I ask myself every time the same question, it's like, yeah, no, I did, like a year ago, I didn't know why. But now I know, not only to provide for my family, for my girlfriend, for everybody. No, I actually care about you being cool now. Like I want you to be okay. Like I want you to, that you come in here and waste now and spend time, energy, like money, everything. Like I want you to be actually taking something away. And it's like, no, I care about making an impact now. And this is why you need to care. You need to care, but you need to see that the work you put in is paying off. So we can do that part. It's like if you put in the work here, it's gonna pay off, right? But if you think that you're coming in here just because Pilar had results, just because Marissa had having results, just because everybody's having results, no, I'm gonna have results too. It's gonna be a hard door in your face, and like you're not gonna know what to do, because like this is kind of like you go from this program then to the next program, and would it be a day that it was gonna be something magical happening, and like you can just snap your finger and like get better? I don't know. It could. Like now they saying that cars are gonna fly, right? So like everything is possible, but not now. Not now. Not as far as I can. As far as I can know. Either you target your inner self, either you get better with that, or you target your outer self. You just go and get a surgery, and then like in a year from now, you're back in the same problem. You know what I mean? So this is exactly what it is. So we got about 3 minutes left. If anybody want to add like really 1 minute, because I'm not going to be here, Elena, yes. And then I'm going to log off and I'm going to come back with a hot seat. That one is not going to be recorded. Whoever wants to jump on board. Elena, yeah, share what you have in about 1 minute, because we're kind of out of time. I cannot hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I want to tell us that this program, it's actually not about our lifestyle with fitness and nutrition. This mindset, it's about all aspects of our life, and it's much bigger than just take care about nutrition and fitness, Jerry. I was on some conferences about companies transformation and about industries transformation. And it's exactly the same. It's mindset which makes it different, and we can use it in different areas of our life. At work, with our friends, with our children, it really matters. So therefore, this program, I think that it's a special program, and it's so good to have the cycle together. Really, it's much bigger. Thank you, Jerry.
I'm really proud of you. Like between this, you've been coming in the last few weeks. I'm gonna be very honest in your face. I'm gonna tell you, like, I thought that you were I thought that like you started. You told me, no, I cannot do it in the summer, whatever. Like I thought she's gonna start and she's gonna probably like jump off after. Like instead, you listen, like you came back, you learn, you send another person. Like which when you send a person, it means that you believe in what you're doing, right? And like this is, and I'm really proud of what you did, because now the results is showing, and you know the message I had for you and for everybody is like just keep it up. You know, just keep coming back, just keep learning, because like this thing you're really gonna go you're gonna go beyond what you want, because like you applying, you're realizing that this is no longer just information, and this is exactly what it needs to be. And this is, I'm really proud of the progression you're doing, Elena. So all ladies, come back, just log back again. I'm gonna finish recording this, and then the next one, it won't be recorded. So for those of you that needs to go to sleep, that's cool. Like if you don't have a problem, if you have see Pilar that is like sleeping almost. So if you wanna discuss about your week, come back. We have another 30 minutes or so. And then for all of you that were here, like amazing job. The other one, see the replay and really be active. Just comment, and not only comment, just really comment your insights, and let me know if you need any help. We are here, Ire, Georgia, me, we're here, okay? All right, take care. Have an amazing night.